Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. So that's part 2 from the guide. Actually the part 1 was about items, so you can check it on the eye and above me. And for this one, actually I will talk about some other points on some main points or some strange points. Some of them maybe you don't know, some of them maybe you know already, or maybe you are trying and know it. So anyway, I will talk about all of this, so then I can make things a lot easier for you. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and let's begin. So first point I will begin to talk about is about the bosses attacks, because someone asked me about it on the game before. So to put things simple, it's not hard to understand this. You have three types of attack from the bosses. You have yellow one, you have red one, and you have purple. And sometimes some bosses make like a green one or any different color, but that's like the red one mostly, but I will talk about it anyway. So you have yellow one first. What is the meaning of yellow attacks? Yellow attacks is blockable and resistible, so you can resist and you can block it, and for sure the point that you can block it, that's the difference. So attack like this is a yellow, I can block it like what you can see, and yellow like this I can block it also, I can resist it, and I don't have any problem. For the red one like this, I can't block this one, so if I block like this, still I will take the attack and things will go anyway. So for red one you have to resist it. So for yellow one you can block it and you can resist it. For the red one you have to resist it, you don't have anything else. What about purple? Purple is like this. On some dungeons purple is killing you, but actually if I can put things to be very well for you, purple is not blockable, not resistible. If you have an area of purple you will die mostly. If you are playing on demon bane dungeons as purple in low stages, you will have purples if you're doing some mechanics wrong, so you will get it, but actually it will not kill you, but you can't resist it, you can't block it, so you can't do anything about it. So to put it simple, purple not blockable, not resistible. It can instant kill on some raids, like on AT as example. The boss will make some circles on the ground, one of the circles will be purple. If you stand on the purple you will die. Okay, for some bosses, and also the same boss that made the purple circles, it made sometimes a green one and actually a red one. Both of them will make a stats on you, but actually you can deal with them as you are dealing with a red one. So red one will be just a resistible and you can't block it. So that's for all the bosses attacks, and actually you will see the directions for the boss and where he attack, and you can do things very well for you. So for sure make you resist on the right time, don't use anything useless without anything. If you can block it and that will not make any problem for your rotation or for your damage, just block it and things will be very fine for you. Okay, point number 2, it's about, or some players think about it, is about attack power. Attack power, not everything guys. Okay, I have 3k or 3k and 0.1 attack power, but that's not something. The important things is the other states. So you have mistake is important, and you have critical damage is important also. Critical chance is super important. Accuracy until you reach some points it's important, and they are more important than attack power. Attack power, what it can do for you, as it will make use for some items for you, like as example your soul. So you will gain attack power as example with some other effects that will make you do something with this attack power. But actually mistake critical damage for sure is more important, and I made before a video for the states, you can check it on the eye above me, that will make things a lot easier for you. So the important things, or the not important things, level is not so important, and actually attack power is not important. What is important? Other states, items you have, passives you have because of these items, that's the most things can make you help and do your damage. And that's something simple. I made a lot of tests and I found all of this. Point number 3 is about a lot of things you can make on the game. As example, if you are seeing all the characters like this and I don't want to see any one of them, so you can control and F like this and you will hide them. If I don't want to see the effects as example and or my pet, so I can use control and G and use it another time, will be like this, so I see nothing. If I wanted to take some photos as example. A lot of players like to doing this, so you press Ctrl and X 2 times and you will be things like this, so you can see anything, no names, no humans, not anything. If you want to see the humans, Ctrl F and I can see them without any names. So if I want to take any picture as example next to anyone like this girl as example, away from it's not that good, you can do it like this. And if you are scrolling like this, you can make a move around your character and that will help you to doing this. If you don't like how your skills as example is like this, so you can do this. So press shift and F1 together, that will make you change everything you want. I want as example to put this here and put this here, or do whatever what you want. And if you find this arrows like this, that means they are stuck together, so you can cancel any one of them. Like I will take this away from this, I have to put them like this again, so I can move them together and do whatever what you want. Then press confirm for sure. For me, I will press cancel, I don't need it, I like to play this way, so that's something about you and you can make use for all of this. From the important things, if you want to talk to your friends, so from F4, F2 for character information on yours, F3 for the inventory or for the showroom, so you can put your outfits here and make a use for them, and any outfit you don't need, you will put it like this and right click, it will come to here. And for your F5, for sure that's super important for you, the marketplace. If you want to sell anything, you have to, or you want to buy anything, you can press F5 and just buy it. If you want to sell it, you have to go for the dragon trader and run like this, then F5 and sell any items like as example this one if you want to sell it, and things will be fine for you. For sure F8 and you know it already for dungeons, the battleground and the arena. And for F9 it's for currency exchange, away from not sure if someone using this or not, so just follow the things here. F10 for sure for the shop. F11 to see the rents if you have any rent on anything. And for F12 to go for the training room. That's the most important points. And other things like Ctrl H as example for Unity, you can find most of them here. So let me hide these guys. So you can find daily dash here, login rewards, anything you will find it here from the other things. Okay, so on point number 4, and that's important places. So what are important places on this game and what places I should to go or when to go for this. So you have as example the weeklies, so you will find some players rated for weeklies, so they will say as example silver steel or botany center as a starting, and they will finish with temple. How to do for all of them I will show you now. So silver steel, you will find it here on Silver Frost Mountain, and you will find it here on this place. For sure if you have your party already, so you'll find someone here, so you can go for there and you will find as you go on the map. Okay, for Botany Center and the other dungeon, you will go for the Sari Palace here and you will go for here. Okay, so you will find yourself here on this place. Dungeon, one of them is here and the second one is here, and you can play them one after each other. Mostly, or not mostly, always we doing for Botany Center, then Titan Chamber. After this, the other two, you will go for Solar and you will go for this one, Emperor Stomp. One of them will be here, this one, we will start with this, then Hall of the Templar. If you find Thorn of Oblivion as example, that's away from weeklies, you will find it here on this place. Also for the raids, for the Nightfall Century raid or TT raid as we call it, you will find it here, Nightfall Century, on this place. Okay, if you will go for, you will find some players say VT and ST, and as most of players now going for TT, then VT, ST, then BT as they say. For sure I will tell you about this shortcuts later. So VT or ST, whatever they will talk about, you will go for Don One City here. ST, you will find it here on Celestial Basin, that's called Sushian Keep, that's ST coming from here. And for here on the Sari Garden, you will find the other raids. So you will find VT here called Temple of Illuvium, that's the real name. VT is a name in Korea, but we use VT more than Korea, what is Vortex Temple. So anyway, you will find both of them here. For the last one, the Raven King or BT or Skybridge Spire, whatever you want to call it, Tanda Vihar here. and go for this teleport, and here is the raid. Okay, other raids to finish all of them. The Sari Palace you will find here on this place. That's Starlit Conservatory, what is called ET, or we call it ET. Other raids also you have on Silver Steel on this place like before. You will find here the Silver Steel Laboratory, that's the one for the weekly, and for the real raid the Steel Breaker, it will find it here, and it's called IA, what is called Iron Arc. Okay, last raid on the game you will find it also in Silver Frost, and you will find it here on this place. That's the place. You will find the blip raid as we call it, or the easy mode raid, Twisted Serpent Stronghold here, and the other one is doing more on the map, and you will find it here, the Serpent Den. Okay, that's the most important places for weeklies and raids. And for other things, as example, some players like to play some dungeons like Forest of Echo, so you'll find Forest of Echo on this divine place, divine on the Savan village, you will find it here. So Forest of Echo in this place, so you can find it here. And for sure, if you want to find any dungeon from the normal dungeon, just Control J like this and press on the dungeon or press on the place. As example, Sanctum of Master, you don't know it's where, you will find it here, and press Windstride and you will go there. Wanted to mention it, you will press chat link for sure, and you will find the name on the chat like this, so you can press enter and use it. Okay, for other things you don't find here, you find it with the other way like what I mentioned before. Okay, more important places. That place I am standing on is super important for who will playing some solo dungeons, especially because here there's four solo dungeons and they are important for you. So you'll go for Solat and we'll go for this one above. So it's a Junara Monastery in this place. Other good points or other important places, something like as example the solo area here, this one Primal World, you can find it here, so you can go for it. You have also Celestial Basin, you will need it later because they will make an upgrade for this place, so you'll find it here on this place, and that's the place for the Session Keep, and you can find it here. Also one of the important places is Motion Tower, so you will find it on the map, you will find it here. So for sure you will go there. This place have a good some points because there is some solo dungeons here also. There is most of the traders you need, the Zenbin traders and the Battleground trader and most of the things, and the Trail Arena, and you have Tower of Infinity, all of the things as in Motion Tower. So most of players maybe found this as their home and this game. So away from this, I think most of other places is not that big important. Some of them you will need from time to time. So that's it for the places you need. So let's go for the next point. So this point is about names and shortcuts. So a lot of places have shortcuts. So any dungeon on the game will have a shortcut. If I go to here as example, so I will say Celestial Basin. Some will say CB as example. Maybe you will see this name later. Hall of the Keeper, no one is using any shortcut for this name. Haven Mandate, you will find it like as HM, and also HM can go for hard mode, so focus on this point. Cold Storage CS, Silver Steel Laboratory, no one say anything about it. Sandstorm Temple, so things will be first letter from here and first letter from here, so it can be ST, and some use it as SST, so it can do for the same place. Broad Chamber BC, Cedar Cliffs CC, Stone Scale Passage SCP, some say SCP also. House of Idol HOI, Thorn Wind Caverns will use it as TC. Forest of Echo FOE, and things will be like this. Circle of Sandarin, some will use it as COS. So whatever you see the name, just remember the first letters and things will be fine for you. Some others like raids, some have some strange names, so I will tell you from where these names come. So first, Skybridge Spear, it's actually called the BT, so if you find BT that means Skybridge Spear, don't ask me how, but the answer is about the name in Korea was Black Tower, so BT is Black Tower, that's the name. For also you have SK Session Keep, that's not a big problem. For here the VT, it's called Temple of Elovium, but actually VT is a shortcut from Vortex Temple, that's the name in Korea also. For TT, Twilight Temple, that's the Nightfall Sanctuary. That's the name they call for Nightfall Sanctuary. It's TT Twilight Temple. That's the TT. ET, Eternal Temple, and that's 4. This red Starlight Conservatory, so ET mean Eternal Temple. For IA, Iron Arc, and that's the silver steel. That's for this raid, the steel breaker. So they call it IA, Iron Arc, or sorry, IA, Iron Arc. That's the name for it. For Serpent Den, they call it BM, but I don't know BM coming from where anyway. So whatever, that's the shortcuts for the important things. For sure, for your characters, you will have a lot of shortcuts like BM, Blade Master, BD, Blade Dancer, and things will be like this. So last thing I will talk about this video about Soul Shield or Fused Soul Shield and CITES, and also upgrading the Sky Stealer items. So let's begin with Fused Soul Shield first. So if you have Soul Shields like this, Steel Breaker, Critical Soul Shield, Prime as an example, there is a lot from the sins. So you can put it like this and use it on any Soul Shield. As I need an extra states with Critical as an example, so you'll press right click like this, manage equipment, and you will go for this one and put this one, and it will tell you what you need and what states you will get. And for sure you will need fusion powder for this. CITES apply with the same way if you have any CITE. So we will go as example for this ring and equipment, go for this one, press this, you will find the CITE and it will tell you what will happen. You will need about 5 CITES for item to match it. Maybe you can match it on 3 if you are lucky, maybe you can match it on 4 if you are lucky also, and things will be like this. CITES have the states like this one as example, Legendary Beast Tamer 1, so it will tell you what you can put it on. So this one for Pit Aura, so I can put it on this Pit Aura like this as example, press this, and it will tell you what it needs. It will give me as example critical damage and the mistake. So for sure this one is super great and sellable with a big amount of gold. So use it and use it for the pit and it will stay. If you have 5 from this, you can match it. If you can get it with 3, that's something good also. So you will use it this way. Okay, for other gears, Sky Break or Sky Stealer Ring or Sky Stealer anything, to upgrade it you will press manage equipment like this, and actually you want to evolve it. So how to evolve it? You will use it normally with this fusion stones and this items. So if you have enough from them, you can make upgrade, use your gold, and things will be fine. This upgrade will make you get more states, so it's not a big thing, but you can get more method as example, more attack power, more critical damage, additional damage. For sure it's about the item, and you can get this purple boss attack power in between, and it can increase some other things. It's about whatever what will happen. On stage 6 you can gain random states. So if you don't like the states, you can use any other stealer ring or anything like this. As example, I can use this stealer belt I don't need as example, and you can receive effect like this. And I will show you this maybe because I need to do this anyway, but we'll do it with just one. So confirm like this. I have this belt, I have anyway other belt. So let me see any states I don't like. As example, this one giving me life drain, it's not that bad, but I will have to change it anyway. This one giving me percent, this one critical, this one additional damage, critical damage. Then this one is the best for me. So let's say I don't need the life drain, so I will go for this. First thing, you have to salvage this one like this. It will give you this item. Okay, so going for gloves again. So the stats I have is this life drain. I need anyone from this. I hope for something better. So receive effect, please be something good and stay like this. Wait, I got additional damage, so for me additional damage is better. So you will check this one and press select. Okay, so getting additional damage is better for sure than the life drain. so that's something good for me. Okay, and that's it. So that's enough for this video. If you need anything else and you want to learn, just tell me on the comments and I will make you videos about this, even if it's something so short. So maybe I will make a short video or make a small video for it and things will be fine. So with this, it's the end of the video. So thank you for watching, guys. Like the video, that will help me for sure, and see ya in the next video. Bye bye.